So, hello, I'm back here with AI technician Liam O'Dowd. And Liam, I suppose for our DIY customers, we were going to give a run through the whole procedure from selecting a straw to loading the gun to inseminating the cow. Sure, I'll let you talk it through, but just from the starting off, selecting a straw.
Yeah, very good, Dennis. I suppose the important thing is knowing where your straws are kept. So what I have done here is I keep just a record here for myself, so I know exactly where the straws are in, what pot they're in, and what goblet in whichever pot. That does away with the necessity to be searching and bringing up straws and maybe being in danger of them actually degrading due to thawing.
Yeah,
you know?
So that's very important. Yeah.
I go once I know where I have my straw. I proceed and I get my straw here, pull up the goblet, and remove the straw. And
explain now, Liam, you're operating with your tweezers deep in the neck of the flask.
Deep in the neck of the flask. I haven't brought the goblet up high out of the flask. And I get my straw and I pop it straight into the thaw kit and I cover it just to protect it. I recover the pot then again.
Temperature then inside in the thaw kit?
The temperature, I check this here every morning and we're running at 37 degrees. So
your kind of window there is 35 to 37.
Yeah. And I do like to have it at 37, that for sex semen straws, maybe that little bit warmer. And a conventional straw, I give it 30 seconds here. Conventional straw, I give it 45 seconds.
For sex straw, 45.
For a sex straw, yeah. Then once it's thawed, or while it's thawing, I get my one of my guns, and conscious of the fact that the weather is quite cool at the moment, I warm the gun.
So the steel is very good conductor, so a bit of rubbing there, you're going to warm up the gun.
Brings it up, and then using the same piece of paper, I can remove the straw, can dry it, because semen and water are counter to one another. So I put my straw in the gun, I get the scissors, and I just cut about
maybe about a centimetre.
Yeah.
And the length is important. If you go too short, you might end up with a bit of leakage down between the gun and the sheath, and if you go too long, you have the liability of bending, I suppose, inside the cow or the heifer. Yeah.
So once I make sure the straw is engaged then in the little keeper in the sheath, and I push them all the way up, and then I just prime the top of it so as to bring the seam right up to the top.
Make sure everything is working correctly, yeah.
Then at this stage, I like to protect the straw by putting it back down on my back to keep the temperature constant.
So temperature control then on the way to the cow. Do I just talk about the hygiene of the thawing flask, Liam?
Yes, every night after my day, I empty my thaw kit, just swish it out and leave it to dry on the draining board overnight. And then the following morning, refill it with pre-boiled water and make sure that it's ready to go for the next day. Also, occasionally, just make sure that it's clean inside in it, sterilise it out, and use a descaler to prevent any scale building up in it.
So a bit like the bull tank, it needs to be kept descaled and prevent any bacteria building up.
Yeah, because it's a host for bacteria. It's at 37 degrees there. You're dipping in and out your fingers into it, getting out straws. You're adding bacteria to it all throughout the day, so hygiene is vital. Yeah.
And then speaking of hygiene, I suppose the next job then is going in or getting the gun into the cow. Talk to me about the hygiene there, Liam.
Yes, again, what I like to do is wear your glove, and it's good practice to use 2 gloves because you always have a base glove. Then when this glove is used, you can whip off and you have another one. You will get in again easily into the glove
especially when your hands get sweaty and warm during this.
If your hand gets warm and sweaty, it's impossible to get into a new glove. So then I approach my cow. I have my lube in the back of the fingers here, and approach my cow, lubed up, and once I have my hand inserted into the cow, I have tissue then for cleaning before the straw is introduced into the cow.
So the whole thing is to get the top of the gun into the cow as absolutely as clean as possible. Yeah. I'm sure we might finish it off. You might talk about the placement inside in the cow or the heifer then, Liam, while you're...
Placement is vital. If you put live semen cleanly and hygienically in the right spot, well then, you have done your job right. And once my hand has identified with the cervix and I guide it through the cervix and use my index finger at the back of the cervix to ensure that I don't protrude too far into the common body of the uterus. Yeah. Because that's an area where it's very sensitive, and you could, if you go too far, you could be up right or left horn.
Yeah, and the margin for error is actually very small.
It's very small.
Yeah, maybe €2 coin in a mature cow down to a 10-cent piece in a maiden heifer. Yeah.
And it's very sensitive there, so it's important not to damage it.
Yeah.
Or cause stress to the animal.
So I suppose to sum it up, live semen, we need to be very careful with our semen handling to make sure we're not causing any damage to the remaining straws. So then quick transfer into the thawing flask, fast thawing to bring as many of them back to life as possible. In the right place, you went through that very well there, Liam, the right place inside the cow, gently. Must be gentle with the cow to avoid causing any irritation or bleeding, and then hygienically. So live semen in the right place, gently, hygienically.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then you've done your job right.
Yeah.
So and you have every chance of getting a pregnancy.
It's up to the cow after that.
Yeah.
It's great. Thanks very much, Liam.
Thank you.